Hey Third Eye Tribe, and welcome back to Third Eye Tarot. So in today's video, we'll be exploring another one of the mana kind of cards in the deck of the tarot, and we'll be speaking a little bit about the King of Swords. So the mana kind of cards in the tarot card reading are known to emphasize the daily events, behaviors, and choices made by an individual in their day-to-day lives. The cards are divided into 4 suits, and each suit contains 14 cards. So today we'll be discussing the last and final card in the suit of swords of the tarot, and that is the King of Swords. So when the King of Swords card appears during a tarot card reading, he denotes an intellectual and authoritative man over the age of 35 who can be very rigid, strict, and inflexible when it comes to sticking to the rules. He's blessed with analytical thinking and a deep form of ethics. He's a great communicator and encourages high standards because of his honesty and impartial nature. Because he possesses this great ability to cut off his emotions and feelings from his actions, he can come across as very cynical, sarcastic, and very fiercely independent. So when this card appears in a tarot card reading, he serves as a reminder for you to keep your expectations realistic and to make sure you think with your head rather than your heart. So in the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, the King of Swords card shows a king seated on his throne, facing forward with a sword in his right hand, pointing upward. The sword here is tilted slightly to the left, which indicates to us his very intuitive mind. The king appears to be seated here, but is however ready to confront whatever life throws at him, while making decisions based mostly on his intellectual understanding. He also seems to be taking some guidance from the angel who is present near his left ear. He wears a blue tunic, which symbolizes deep spiritual knowledge, and a purple cape. His throne is also decorated with butterflies and crescent moons, which symbolizes his ability of transformation and his deep intuition. So if this card is pulled in the upright position for a love-related reading, it can symbolize a time in your life in which you'll need a partner of equal intellect to be truly happy and enjoy being challenged on an intellectual level. This card symbolizes a person who is a quick thinker and is able to put quick puns together and think quick on their feet. And so it appears here to signal a time in which you'll be attracted to the intelligence and wit of other people. It sort of symbolizes someone who's a sapiosexual. For others, this card in its upright position can actually symbolize that you might be currently in a relationship with someone who you feel very detached from, and where there seems to be no emotional connection in this partnership. And so when he appears here, he asks you to be very cautious in how you approach this relationship and make sure you plan well for your future. If this card is pulled in the upright position for a career-related reading, it can symbolize a time in your life in which you are not taking part in any risky behavior in the workplace. It symbolizes a time in which you'll plan, take the necessary steps, and make sure you approach each action with deep thought and lots of contemplation. It can also symbolize a very brilliant academic person who is very learned in their field and has a lot to offer to the company and their colleagues. But on the more negative front as well, this card can actually symbolize a person who lacks spontaneity and someone who has a very rigid approach in how they tackle tasks. You might also be very intolerant to those who do not possess the similar mind and get very impatient with them in the workplace. In its essence, this card symbolizes someone who likes to organize their thoughts and move in a very logical manner. If this card is pulled in the upright position for a health-related reading, it can actually symbolize some sort of kidney problems or even issues with your blood sugar and diabetes. It can also suggest a time in which you might have to undergo some sort of surgery because of an old illness or perhaps an injury. For others, this card appearing in its upright position can also symbolize a time in which they'll get started on a new fitness regime or a new healthy eating plan that they will do very well in. So now I want to talk a little bit more about this King of Swords card in the reverse position during a tarot card reading. So when this card appears in its reverse position, It indicates a very intelligent older man or a woman that is deeply in her masculine energy who seems to be misusing his or her mental power, authority, or drive over other individuals. It is likely that this person has a lot of show-offy ways and acts as a complete smart-ass. They may be using big words or talking very fast and may in fact be not very knowledgeable about what they're talking about. When reversed, the King of Swords means someone who is removed from their throne, and because of this loss, he resorts to acts of manipulation and persuasion to fulfill his own selfish and deep desires. This card can also represent you or someone older in your life who can be very critical and stern in his approach towards you. Sometimes this card can also point to a person needing professional help from a counselor or a close friend because they seem to have reached a manic state of depression. So if this card is pulled in the reverse position for a love-related reading, it can actually indicate that you might be in an abusive relationship with your partner, or perhaps you're involved with a person who can be very opinionated, stubborn, forceful, and even very dishonest towards you. You may be forced to accept him as he is, and you will have to adapt and walk on eggshells to please him in this relationship. It symbolizes a man who is very blunt and has a very dangerous side to him, so make sure you navigate yourself very carefully around him. When reversed, it symbolizes a person who may not be emotionally available for you and who will only cause you stress and despair in the long term. If this card is pulled in the reverse position for a career-related reading, it cautions you to be very wary of an older man who might appear very charming and intelligent in your workplace, but is actually not there to help you, but is only acting this way towards you for his own personal interests in mind. It's important that you steer clear from him because he will do anything to achieve his own interests, even if it means stepping on others. When reversed, this card symbolizes a tyrant in the workplace or someone who can be verbally a very loose cannon. It represents someone who is not very nice to be around and whom you feel very demoralized around. It can also symbolize a toxic work environment in which this authority figure is very prone to aggression and angry outbursts in the workplace. For others, if you're currently looking for a job, this card appearing here in its reverse position can signal a time in which you might be very indecisive about where you want to head or where your best opportunities lie. You might be experiencing a period of deep indecisiveness and a time in which you just don't know which direction you want to head in. And if this card had to appear in a financial spread, it does symbolize a time in which it's very important that you act in all money matters with deep integrity, for in not doing so, you will be severely punished. If this card is pulled in the reverse position for a health-related reading, it can signal a time in which your current doctor may not be diagnosing you correctly, and a time in which you are deeply encouraged to seek a second opinion about your current health concerns. For others, this card appearing in its reverse position can also suggest some serious mental health problems and a period of deep anxiety, depression, and stress. And so that was all I have to say about the King of Swords tarot card. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you found the video very interesting and informative. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with some of your friends in the tarot community. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care, and bye for now.